Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
This is my co-host.
This is my host who invited me, by the way.
What's going on, guys? Thank you guys so much for your continued loyalty. Salsa Kings Live, episode 175. What's the topic?
Wagon pullers versus wagon riders. Got it right.
I love it. This is take number 17, this guy. No. So we're actually really excited. As you guys can see, we're here. This has been a long time coming. If you're listening on audio, go ahead and check out this podcast episode in video format. You can see the beginnings. This is still the very beginnings of our new recording studio.
Yes.
We have a lot of stuff coming, guys. So stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe. SalsaKingsLive.com. You go ahead and hop on our text list, and we'll be going to send you out whenever there's a new episode being released, whether it's audio, whether it's video, whether it's interviews, etc., so on and so forth. Lots of exclusive deals, specifically here, including Miami Salsa Cruise 2025. Happy New Year, by the way. Thank you guys so much. Again, over the years, you've been continuing to follow us. We have a lot of big plans for this year. February 23rd to March 2nd is Miami Salsa Cruise 2025.
Where are we going?
We're going to Puerto Rico. We're going to the Dominican Republic, and we're going to St. Thomas.
Oh, my God.
Again,
Are we having dominoes?
Absolutely, we're having a domino tournament.
It's an tournament.
Absolutely, we got our themes ready. We got Cowboy, we got Fire and Ice, we got Great Gatsby, live salsa band every single night, 8 days, 7 nights aboard the Carnival Celebration. Check that out, MiamiSalsaCruise.com. But we're gonna go ahead and get into today's episode, which I'm particularly excited about. This particular topic, again, as it relates to not just your social dance, but in your relationships in general.
Yes.
About the ideology of kind of like, would you say, unraveling the, well, I think it kind of goes into like server and guest kind of, right?
It goes a little bit into that, but I mean, this is general people psychology in general.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So,
well, let's define. What do you mean by wagon pullers and wagon riders?
okay, I think that's a great start. So, what I mean by wagon pullers and wagon riders, which, by the way, I heard this term from this guy in one of our classes, and I was like, ding! A bulb went on. And it's actually what they mean is basically that wagon riders are people who are riding the wagon, and then the wagon pullers are pulling the wagon, which means some people putting the work and some people are just riding the wagon, not doing anything.
Okay, so kind of like taking advantage of the situation of people working and
Right.
receiving the benefits without doing their contribution.
Exactly. If you want to get over here and you gotta get the wagon over here, everybody should be pushing. Best scenario, but that doesn't always happen because if you already have 10 people pulling, and you can just ride the wagon all the way over there, not do any work, and you get the rewards. So
There's a particular analogy that comes to my mind, which is, remember those group projects in school?
okay. Oh yeah.
Right. So
Did he do all the work?
I'm not going to answer that question. No. I was definitely one of those that would get particularly upset about the ones that would kind of ride the coattails of the ones that were kind of leading the front. But at the same time, which I guess we'll get into this,
Okay.
is that the ones that were doing the work for the project were the ones that were obviously doing the best on the exams, because they were the ones that knew the material, because they did the work that was obviously asked by the professor.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I guess that's a good analogy. It I guess maybe brings it a little bit closer to home, is when there's a scenario where everybody can ultimately work together to accomplish a goal. Are you on the side of helping or aiding the cause, or are we kind of just riding along to then be able to receive the benefits?
Let me ask you a question. How does this relate to salsa and dancing and all that we talk about in this podcast? Literally your name.
Okay, so I actually think that this flows wonderfully with our last set of episodes that we did, which was, I think, our first 4-part series that we did. Was it that I Have Needs? Is it at I Have Needs?
That was 172 or 173. It was one of those.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I want to get that right. Part 4, Why Are You Avoiding Me? So go ahead and check that out. So part 1 is 166. Part 2, 168, 169, and 170 we were so deep onto this specific topic. So you can almost even call this a part 5, but this is a little bit more, I guess you could say, kind of putting the nail on the head, which is, I think there's okay, well, actually, let me deflect. Let me ask you a question in response to the question that you just asked me.
All right.
Is understanding what a wagon puller and a wagon rider is, how do you feel that relates or perhaps misunderstood, or how do people haven't misunderstood the concept of leads and follows?
Okay.
I feel like it could be misinterpreted that the leader does all the work because they're leading.
Interesting question. This is going to be hard to answer.
Absolutely. That's why we're here. And we're here with you guys. Let us know. Again, Andres at SalsaKings.com, Pablo SalsaKings.com. Let us know what you guys think.
Questions.
Well, yes, we want to get into the nitty gritty here with you guys, as a lot of these mental unlocks can really, really shape your dance in a beautiful way, to where all of your partners can truly, truly appreciate the experience that takes place on the dance floor because of how you enter into it. But
exactly.
Take it away, sir.
Okay, so I think there's a really big misconception, especially from the follows. Why am I saying this? Well, mainly one, I'm a little bit biased. I've been a lead for most of my dancing years, and
he's being humble. He's been a follow for for a long time.
This is also gonna surprise a lot of people. I actually love following. It's one of my favorite things to do in salsa. I love following.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
But what happens a lot, and it's recently happened with a lot of my dances, is that I've noticed that a lot of the time, I guess, especially being like an instructor, you're looked upon a little bit. People just expect you to take care of the entire dance, and you're just there. It's like, I've actually told this to Andres. It feels sometimes like I'm just dancing with the same person. It's a blank dummy. I'm just practicing with a blank dummy. No face, no nothing. It's just the same. And it feels
like a corpse.
Yes, basically like a corpse. It's like carrying furniture, kind of, you know. So I think this is a really big misconception because I feel it's the big misconception because
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry for that.
Thank you, bro. And I feel like, yes, you can understand what a lead and follow is, which a lot of people don't. Nothing wrong with that. If you don't know there's a problem, there's really nothing to fix until you don't know it's there. But even if you understand it, implementing it and keeping it top of mind and getting the habits to actually contribute to the dance is not an easy thing. So it's not really your fault.
Pause.
Okay.
Say that last part again, because I think you can put a lot more emphasis into that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you don't know there's a problem, you can't fix it because you have to be aware of the problem before anything. And even if you are aware of the problem, solving it and actually implementing it into your dance, it's much harder than I'm saying right now.
Right.
Hay un dicho que dice, entre el dicho y hecho hay un gran trecho, which means between the said and the done, there's a lot of...
Very nice.
Right.
I like that.
So,
entre el dicho
y el hecho hay un buen trecho.
Hay un buen trecho.
Un buen o un gran, I'm not sure which one
gran
it is.
Trecho. I feel like gran trecho flows better. Trecho being...
grand, big...
is it a trench?
Trench, like a big trench.
Okay.
Or a big hole, I guess.
Okay.
Right?
For all the gringos out there, like me.
Yes. And so, what I want to get with this is that you can get into a situation where it starts feeling wagon pullers and wagon riders. And as a follow, you definitely don't want to be a wagon rider because we both want to have fun. And if I'm the one doing all the work, it's not really that fun, is it?
Boom. Boom.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
How would you advise? Let me put it this way.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. How would you advise follows. How can follows contribute to the dance? What is their responsibility? I guess you could say it.
I love it. So I'm confirming the episode number. And I'm thinking it's 52. Pretty sure it's 52 because this was one of my favorite. Yep. Episode 52, Woman Power. I love this episode. I love recording it because, again, it addressed this specifically. Follow doesn't mean I succumb to you. And I feel like and I'm going to get a little, perhaps even controversial here.
Okay.
I feel like there's a whole, this whole feminist movement towards, I'm equal, right? And there's in no way, shape, form, or fashion does the, I guess you can say, opposing side ever believe that a woman was ever less than. And I think that's where the misconception comes in because there's a lot of, and I can't wait soon, now that we have the studio, we're gonna be able to bring in the ladies and we'll be able to talk about all this, and I'm super excited about that specifically so that we can really, really bring in the genders to represent you ladies, is that it's a very different role. It's not less than. And I'll tell you one thing though, and I hope this doesn't rub people the wrong way, the lead is the best fit to do the lead's job. Therefore, the follow is the best fit to do the follow's job. The problem is that I feel that there is a grand lack of education towards exactly that. What should a follow be doing other than following, which can seem, at least at first glance, possibly has a lot to do with the instructors as well. My personal opinion is that this can seem like brainless, right? Or that there doesn't need to be, a soul for you to follow. You're just following, which is why the words that I try to use, or that us at Salsa Kings and the culture we're creating, is server and guest, right? Okay. That there's a very particular mindset or approach towards being a guest. Like, the guest is, if not more important to the scenario, who is the server serving if there is not a guest? Right. So that kind of like that same concept, even though I feel like energetically it fits better than lead and follow. Who is a leader going to lead if there's no follow? But again, that can seem like the follow is less than the leader, and that's not the case whatsoever. So to answer your question, that was all just a preface for basically what I'm saying, is, ladies, understand that, yeah, he's in charge, or he makes the last call, if you would, but he's trying to give you what you want, if he's any good.
Right.
Leads, pay attention to how she's responding to what you're serving her. If she, what's this dicho? How did it go? It's like, I like strawberry ice cream, or she likes strawberry ice cream. I like worms. I give her worms. She doesn't like worms. She likes strawberry ice cream. That's a simple explanation. Like, it's not about what you want to give as the lead. It's about giving your follows, your guests, what they want. If you're such a good leader, it's not about how well that you can express what you want, but how well you can bring about what she wants.
Can I add a point?
Please.
Also realize that when you already know how to dance, you already know what you're bringing to the table as a lead. You already know, okay, I like this, I like this, I like this type of music. I know I like slow music. I like a certain vibe of music. But certain times when you find that one follow, that one partner who's also bringing something new to the table, you can create things that I can't even imagine I would be able to create. And those are the best dances because you cannot plan for those dances.
100%.
There's no plan for those. It's like a chemical reaction. You're getting two random chemicals, you're putting them in a jar, and something's happening. Booyah. But if only one of the chemicals is doing something and the other one doesn't do anything, then nothing really happens. You're just getting the strength of a chemical, and Yeah, maybe it's powerful, but imagine if two mixed.
Right.
Imagine
It's more of the same.
Yes.
Versus creating something new.
Right.
So and absolutely, you hit it right on the head. And to get more specific about what is your chemical, ladies? Oh my gosh, if there's anyone that understands your value, it's you.
Yep.
If anyone understands that, oh my God, guys are so silly, they don't understand anything about the world and the universe, it's you. Like that beautiful, that magic, that mystery that you bring, express that using the tools that he's providing you.
Exactly.
Another analogy that I say is that he builds the house, she makes it a home, and that's the intangible portion that he could never do, because we're not leads. Generally speaking, leads are not designed for that. That is the follows role. That is the guest's job.
Let me also. This is a theory, hypothesis, which I think is very logical, and please let me know if you agree with this or not. This is a very good point, but I think
Pablo at salsakings.com.
Yes, I think one of the biggest reasons this happens, which is just basic human psychology and would happen to guys if we were follows. I think it happens to me because when I follow, sometimes it happens. I think to make a dance, to make it look like for a dance to be considered dancing, if you see a couple turns, if you're on timing, that's already dancing. So
okay,
if the lead is already on point and the lady's not doing her job, not lady follow in this case, then just with the lead leading, it's already a dance. Just if you can keep your timing. But what we're talking about, which is wagon pulling, wagon riding, the lady is not incentivized to do her job because it's not needed. You don't need the follow to do their job for the dance to be a dance.
The bar is too low.
Right.
That's what it is.
The bar is too low.
That's huge. For a dance to be considered a dance in the general public's opinion, is that all she needs to do, this is horrible. This pains me just for me to even say this out loud, is exactly what you said, that as long as she doesn't misinterpret what he's saying, that the dance is good enough.
But she doesn't have to talk.
Right.
That's basically what we're saying.
Oh my God. And that's horrible. That sounds so ugly.
That's not a conversation.
Opinion. Right. And the whole point of the dance, of the social dance, is for that to be a conversation, for the both universes to come together and create something that they couldn't otherwise.
Baya, imagine this. Imagine if we have two people in a relationship and they go out to a restaurant and one is telling jokes all evening, telling interesting stories, paying for the bill. The other person's not even walking on the street. They're just carrying the other person, piggyback ride. They're driving. Isn't that kind of unfair?
Or even simpler.
Not the best example, but
no. I'll piggyback off of that. Imagine being in a relationship where your partner doesn't speak,
and they're not mute.
Oh yes,
they can talk.
Okay, I think that's a good one. That's a good one because I think follows are under the impression that they need to be mute. Ooh. I don't think. And that's what I'm trying to do.
But then that's
here.
The fall of the teacher. That's the fall of the instruction.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So for those of you that are listening to this, especially follows, it's not the same. Imagine a world without you ladies. How ugly would this place be? Por Dios. Like it's just so important. I want to drive this point so hard. And we go back to the topic of the episode, wagon puller, wagon rider. Like I feel like you don't. I mean, I'm giving you permission just to say it. I'm giving you permission, but you don't need permission to start wagon pulling along with your man or your lead. Like, get up in there and let's make something. And we're talking about art here. This is not work, right? Let's create something together that's going to be a millionfold better than anything that he or the lead can create alone.
By the way, just because we're calling a wagon pulling doesn't mean it needs to feel like pulling. Remember, right. I feel like as a follow, you don't go from 0 to 1. You take the 1 that the lead creates and you make it 100.
Yes.
So build off of what he's giving you and tell him what do you want?
Correct.
Because if you don't tell me what you want, I'm just gonna end up doing what I want. And it's been a last resort, but I have to do it because if not, there's not building going on.
Correct. And this is where follows. I mean, if you want to be the same way that us leads, right? We want to be memorable. We want to be, you know, a dance partner or a partner in life, right? That others appreciate, right? Our company, you know, our who we are as people, right?
Yeah.
If you want that reciprocated, if you want to be that girl, if you want to be that follow, the one that everybody loves, bring you, right? And the reason why you checkmate that every single time, why you're always going to win, is because no one else can be you except you. And then we go about the other episodes, right? About finding yourself and being unique and being ultimately yourself, which is infinitely special. That's what you can bring the best over everybody else, because no one else is you.
The moment you try to build off of what he's giving you, you're already being yourself. You just need to have the mentality of, okay, he did a montaña. Okay, I want to, and you hit something, whatever you want. But the point is,
what was that little move? I'm so glad we got this on video.
This is a sticker going on WhatsApp. The second
that's
of this
it.
podcast.
That's it, bro. This promo, bro. It's marketing. It's not personal.
This motherfucker.
I love it.
The moment you start building, the moment you start having that mentality, and the moment you start doing it, you're by default you're building the only way you can.
Yeah, and that's enough. And that's all that the relationship is asking for. You.
And then he's gonna give you more, probably.
Correct.
If he's a good lead.
Correct. So by you doing that, by you expressing yourself, right? Let's just take a random scenario, saying, okay, we're going to a sushi restaurant tonight, sweetheart. Wonderful. You don't even like sushi, and you don't say okay. You don't say anything, and you're there and you're experiencing something that you don't like. The experience overall. I want you to let's put this on a timeline here. Let's imagine that, hey, we're gonna go out to sushi tonight, and let's say he's being the lead, right? He's speaking like a true leader. He's like, we're gonna go. He's taking initiative. He doesn't want you to think if you don't have to, right? We're gonna go and do sushi tonight, and I want you to wear this dress, and I want you to put these shoes on. Boom, right? That doesn't mean if you don't like it to not speak up. He obviously wants to have a shared mutual positive experience with you. Otherwise, he wouldn't be asking you, right? So keeping that in mind, it's like, hey, sweetheart, that sounds great. I would actually tonight, I love sushi the same way that you do, but tonight I would prefer barbecue. I don't know. I want to get my hands dirty. I don't know. Whatever. You name it. I'll imagine that on a timeline here. That if that instance happens in time, immediately the entire evening changes. And let's put this in the perspective of the social dance. You're together, right? And let's say he just holds too hard, right? You could just succumb to that, or you break the connection and you reset, right? And you represent yourself, which is essentially just doing what you want, doing what you like, right? And then now, oh, okay, all right. And again, if he's any good, he's going to be paying attention to that.
Yes.
Follows. Don't feel in any stretch form of the imagination that, just because you're following means that you're submitting.
You need to do whatever he says.
Right. No, that's not the case. No. This is an equal, mutually accepted relationship. And again, that's where the whole less than comes in, or that mentality I feel has been tainted or twisted, which was the comment that I meant before about feminism and the representation of, no, I need to be doing more of the lead's role and taking control. No, it's not about taking control. It's being expressive. Your ability to express yourself is what's going to allow him to give you more of what you want. Worst case scenario, and finishing with this before I send it off.
Yep.
Huge. If hear me. If he's not able to give you what you want, you don't dance with him again. It's that simple. It is literally that simple. And by default, now let's take it along the timeline. You no longer associate yourself with that lead. You meet someone else, you love how they dance, you now intermingle with their group of friends, and they all dance like that person that you enjoy dancing with. And by default, just because you expressed yourself, you are now in an energetic place in the universe of that's more preferred for you and what you like, just because you let the universe know, which is this guy in that one instance, in that one dance that changed the entire course of your dance experience or your relationship as a whole by simply saying, I prefer barbecue tonight. Boom, Dutch. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let's do that. Boom. I know a perfect barbecue spot. My best friend, he owns the grand opening of his new barbecue joint opens tonight, and he's gonna give us free food. Yeah. I don't know. Something like that. You'd be surprised at how things kind of go your way when you ask.
And let me tell you, if you tell him, I want to go to a barbecue and I want to go dancing after,
poof. I love it. And that's
building. It's building.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then, and again, if the lead is any good, leads, make sure that you are paying attention to your follows. You are serving your guest, right? You're the one driving her there, right? But ladies, you set the tone. You set the tone for the entire thing. So imagine again that you're just quiet the whole time. We went out to sushi. You don't even like sushi. You're putting on these shoes. You don't even like those shoes. Those are your stepsister's shoes that whatever. She let you borrow that one time that they were super uncomfortable. Like just the unbelievable magic that can be created, and then simple shift towards something that you want follows, guests, ladies, is infinitely powerful.
Yes.
By you getting into the position of the wagon puller, again, don't think that because you're following, you're riding the wagon, right? There's another type of contribution of energy. Did I say that right?
There's another type of block in the building you can put that we don't have.
Right.
That's gonna make everything explode.
Okay.
It's gonna times.
Me entra Tetris, for those of you that play Tetris, right? So we got all the other pieces for the exception of that long skinny one, which we all know that's the most important one, right? And then you ladies just put that long skinny one in there and bloop, the 6 lines get cleared. Bah! Like that's something that we can't do. And it's your wagon pulling in that scenario is really what makes it amazing, because again, like follows, the world is looking at you dance, not him.
You guys are 50% of the dance, and you're probably more. But I wanna make it conservative. You're 50% of the dance. Just letting you guys know.
Absolutely. So you're. I hope this doesn't get taken the wrong way, but in the positive way, your body is not what a lead is after. We're not looking for a corpse. We're looking for you, your soul, what you personally bring to the table. And that's where all of it begins. And I say begins, and we're episode 175, and we're talking about where this all begins, because essentially that's what we're trying to create here. How are we able to kind of get pieced together with even people that we don't know? But as long as people understand their roles and their perspectives, then we're in good shape.
I like it.
Yeah? Guys, again, let us know what you think. Follows, if you had some experiences like this, go ahead and write us. CC us both, Andres at SalsaKings.com, Pablo at SalsaKings.com. Let's go ahead and talk about this. For those of you that have already written us, thank you so much. I've had beautiful conversations with a lot of you. I'm going to be seeing a few of you on the Salsa Cruise coming up next month already. It's incredible.
My God.
So thank you guys so much again for your continued loyalty, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.